I'm telling you. It's true. I heard it from Otto's own lips. Hugo could...
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
Well, no surprises there. Name off the Drake's breath.
Faster!
No need to ride from here. Good girl. Fly, Ambrosia. Let's go. Fly, Ambrosia. Damn vultures. Preying on the trade caravans. You've picked the wrong target. You deserve a rest. Well, Clive, looks like you're gonna need an even bigger sword. No turning back.
It should have stayed in its shell.
Good girl. Fly, Ambrosia. Ready, go? Faster! Back to the stables, girl. Good girl. Time to fight. Be safe.
There was a time this path was guarded day and night by Lord Kupka's men. And now they've gone. Back to the Fang. Leaving us lesser mortals at the mercy of whatever bloodthirsty beasts they say nested beyond.
Come on. Faster! Straight home now. Hold him back. Get him! Sick him!
Soil and stone for a fine hound.
Ready, go? Time to fight. That's better. Mistakes. That'll do, girl. This must have been a fishing village before everyone left. one. Over here! This one. Too slow. Get him. Get him. Get him. Over here. Get him. Good girl. Run like the wind. That wasn't too bad, was it, Torgal? Come on. Fly, Ambrosia. No mistakes. No holding back. They don't look happy. Peace at last.
telling you, it's true. I heard it from Otto's own lips. Hugo Kupka is dead.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
You mean the Iron Kingdom?
The victims of the Viceroy's culling have been buried, but they will not be forgotten. We Guardians won't let this happen again.
Faster!
I'm telling you, it's true. I heard it from...
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
faster! That'll do, girl. Farewell. Seems this one has a little more life left in it. All right, then. I needed that.
telling you, it's true. I heard it from Otto's own lips.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border.
When it comes to boyish charm, Goots has an indomitable rival in Gav. One is the sweet little babe in arms to be cooed over. The other, the naughty little boy who'd pull on my pigtails.
I think Mid might need some help.
If I don't come up with something soon. All right, Clive? What do you want?
I'm going to visit Sid, and I thought you might like to come with me.
Sorry, I'm too busy for all that right now. I've got to get this thermal displacement stack sorted.
Thermal...
Displacement stack. Here.
And this is for...
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen. The Enterprise. Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water, ours is fitted with mithril engines. And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together. Which is where the stack comes in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over at the shipyard. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Whenever that is.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Good old Clive. I were hoping you'd say that. First things first, I need some parts meching. The stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides. That stops the rest of the ship from going up in flames.
Full suit of armor, then. Probably best to take it one piece at a time.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and the list of materials here. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
I can't make head nor tail of them.
Luckily, you don't need to.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
Mid hasn't been... Blackthorn, can I ask a favour?
Out with it.
It's for Mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. Go on, then.
She said you would...
Krieger's teat. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but... And I'll need help. Get Gav and Otto in here.
All right.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, has she? Typical. Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do what I can.
And, what is it we need to do, exactly?
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual sword-grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about. Which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. You'll have to fetch them. Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Velcroy. Stardust, they call it. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying and bringing back here.
Well, we'll get it done quicker. One of us should probably give you an handcart.
And the other can go and get the rest.
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where. You going after the starter? Which one of these two?
Gav.
So,
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that...
southern reaches of the Velcroy, eh? I'll go and scout the place out. See about it.
All right.
While you're off having a paddle, I'll pick up the rest of the...
You two, eh?
Fleece me.
Sounds like this river we're looking for is south of the Dalamil Inn. I'll hire us a wagon and meet you there.
I'll get us a good price. So...
Looks like I found the river. Where's Gav? Sorry to keep you, Gav.
Better late than never. I've had a quick scout about, and I reckon round here's our best bet if we want to grab as much of this Stardust stuff as we can. Don't know what Blackthorn's planning to do with it, though. I asked over in Dalamil, and they seem to think it was worthless. But if Stardust is what Blackthorn wants, Stardust is what he'll get. There's plenty of this stuff lying about, just begging to be bagged.
Then let's get bagging, shall we?
We shall. Race ya.
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me. That should be enough for now. Let's see how Gav's getting on.
You finished? How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
Oh, you win. That might even be enough for old Blackthorn. Hey, before we go, do you mind if we have a chat? Feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man like.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when you first took Sid's name, we were talking all the time. Working out what to do in that.
There was a lot to work out.
And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the strain. Hardly ever see you around the hideaway nowadays. Always on some errand or other. You can take a day off, you know.
Well, says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy lines.
Only 'cause you keep sending me there.
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going. Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back to. Thanks to you. Right. That's enough soppy shite for one day. We'd better get this lot back to Blackthorn before he slings his hammer at someone.
You go on ahead. And try to get some rest once you're there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. After Blackthorn gets what he...
Right. Ready to go home, boy? Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs. Blackthorn.
Yeah. Cheers for the Stardust. Should be enough to...
We should go out on maneuvers together, or be sneaking around on your toe.
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plate. It'll take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do with it.
Thank you, Blackthorn.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in. Why would anyone want to do that?
I knew it was a good idea to have editors study alongside the children. It's really stoked their competitive spirit. I knew it was a good idea to have editors study alongside the children. It's really stunning.
If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that
Excellent.
So,
The helm for this.
salvage from the ruins. I thought that...
Ah, but we don't...
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and... What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
What's her name?
Oh, Sid, is...
Yes.
I'll show you. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril excess heat is dealt with by means of... Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, in other words, the reactor... This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the... Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. And not only that, they're also waterproof. Why? If sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the...
You can stop there. Mid said we might... Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's... The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, a certain unwanted visitor has taken up It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them.
I see. Would that help?
Oh, I'll gather my...
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need behind. If you're ready, we leave at once.
Fly, Ambrosia. All right. Thanks, Gal.
Oh, there you are, Sid. Thanks so much for coming. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about.
Of course. Anybody home? This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go. Nice try. Get The things I do...
Sid!
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. Well...
All right.
Your work is done, Sid. We'll take care of the rest. Let Mid know she'll have her helm very soon.
Mid might need some help.
If I don't come up with something soon.
Mid.
Excellent.
And just...
Right.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding, a prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek.
Tomes? Yeah, I've got all the details written down. Can you take this to him? See what he makes of it?
Right away.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
I went up to give some greens to the chocobo.
Back, are ya? Good bloody riddance. Mine included. Not saying for you, dear. Don't waste my time. You ain't got the stuff. Should last you a good while. Not bad, if I do say so myself. No scratches, all right?
Thanks to Sid, the man who...
Hippocrates, do you have the moment?
For you, Clive, always.
Well, actually, it's for mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
Shielding for a mithril
engine? Whatever will that girl think of next? And what are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragon fire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph... I shall speak to them and see what... If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss this. The knowledge of the past may yet...
Thank you, Hub. And since you're asking others to help you...
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company, too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game...
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision... So, Clive, who will accompany you?
Very well. So then, what do we need?
I have taken the liberty of preparing...
White chocobo eggs. Are you sure this list is right? I would have thought the ingredients would be a little more exotic.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects, so much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at them.
Is that so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway. I'll set out now. Join me there when you...
I will.
You two enjoy yourselves.
You too, Talia. Now, where's Jill?
There's talk.
At the glass.
Keep them pilchards nice and chilled.
Are those pepper nuts? You can never tell.
How goes the hunt for ingredients?
I've only just started. I'm sure everything we need is somewhere amongst all these stalls, though. Why don't we split up and see? We'll take a couple of ingredients each.
All right. What am I looking for?
How about you look for the pepio nuts and some garlic? I'll find the other things we need. We can meet by the gate when we're finished. They sell everything here at the market. Finding garlic and pepio nuts won't take long.
You'll not find a bruised pippin. Fresh cuts. Come and get them before.
What can I interest you in today? Ah, yes. I hope it's to your liking.
All anyone ever wants anymore. How the hell is anyone supposed...
Oi, don't touch anything. And?
That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
Do you see anything you like? And a fine, fine day to you.
Did you find everything?
I did. Here.
Garlic and pepio nuts. Perfect. Now all that remains is for Harpocrates to somehow turn all this into what Mid needs to keep her engine cool. But before we head back, would you walk with me a while? Thank you for asking me to help you today. It makes a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once. Just being here reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember? Walking down Market Street in Rosalith, taking in the sights and smells.
How could I forget? What with Torgal's antics. Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him. We wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Was there anything you wanted to buy for yourself while we're here?
There was, yes. Well, sort of. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good pies. Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
And I saw some bread. Big white cobs like the baker back in Rosalith used to make. What do you think? I thought we might get some soup to dip it in. But then I tried a slice of the butcher's dry-cured ham and it was just... oh.
You all right?
Sorry. It's just... you're right. I really do feel like a child again being here with you. Clive. Is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
No, Jill. This is how life should be. And it's how our lives will be when our work is finally done. When we can live on our own terms.
I hope so. Thank you, Clive. Well, I suppose we better be getting back. I need to give these ingredients to Harpocrates and Talia. I'll see you at the hideaway.
Take care.
I will. You too.
I wonder how Harpocrates is getting on with the moon dew.
Thanks to Sid.
Welcome back. I hope you two had fun while I was busy helping Harpocrates.
Ah, Clive. Harpocrates has all the ingredients. We were just waiting for you.
How's work on the shielding?
Well, very well indeed. I was just explaining to Tarja how we might best go about preparing the moon. And now that we have all the...
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bart.
Apparently, it'll...
Thank you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make...
Of course. Oh, and Clive, thank you. It was nice, just being with you.
It appears our work here... A shame. I was enjoying when both the shielding and the moondew are ready. It will merely be followed by a rigorous process of testing, and perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid...
Leave it to me. Thank you, Abba. Well, I better go and give Mid the good news then.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
Sorry to keep you waiting, but you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Harpocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shield.
Brilliant! I knew...
Don't thank me.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not...
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck.
On my way!
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision. What?
It's finished! It's finally finished!
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off, my gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna...
I was. And you?
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up.
All right. I'll let Otto...
Aye, Cap...
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build? Yeah. He said it was some sort of...
He cracked the crystal too.
Hopefully it's nothing. What could be wrong with Torgor? Blackthorn.
Not really.
This won't take. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. And you might still be doubting your craft. Even after perhaps sharing your thoughts.
That bastard's like a dog with a butt. Still, he's got a keen eye, I'll give. He's just, well...
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been...
So that's what's troubling you?
No. Not troubling me.
And if you knew how to... we could arm the curse breaker.
That's about...
I'll see what I can find. Sharper swords, and we can't have our master...
You're a soft tack, but I can't say I'm not great.
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows. I got your note. You think something's wrong with...
So you can read. But I didn't say how we're wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled. Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy?
What was it he said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean?
You're looking well, Karen.
What do you want?
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged.
Running around after him again?
I suppose I am, yes.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and which made it nice and easy finding a bag.
Can you tell me who bought it?
You think I tell people in my class? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking it. Fine. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Delmeckian bloke. Collects, and he's got more money than sense, which reckon he'll still be at the inn in...
Thank you, Karen.
Oh.
I appreciate... Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgal. Something's not right with him.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite, which is certainly a new development. She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what happened at Rosalith Castle.
I rather think she might be right, though not about his appetite. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within, and I see no reason why a frostwolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing are no longer sufficient. Frostwolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser cousins.
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predator. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Even so.
Good hunting.
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
St. Drake's fang is
Back
gone.
again, are you?
The whole Mother
Any more
Christopher
trouble
gone.
and you'll be barred for life.
What are we gonna
However
do?
deep your friends are.
Welcome. If you're hoping for a bed, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. One of our wealthier patrons has purchased the use of every room, hoping to keep it.
My reputation will be ruined! Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen. Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have...
You have but to state it. You are welcome to...
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went?
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamal is said to pass through that disreputable...
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience.
That will be very kind.
Farewell.
Good girl.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Let's go.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Got company! Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off! Let's try. Slow.
This must be Ignac's luck. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What should I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right, speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary, a mineral quite foreign, and that is the key. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with the very stone of which I spoke. Far rarer among collectors than even the and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However,
I am locked in bitter competition with the right. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous.
There are many other collectors out.
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield, and is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. Radim, we must...
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Coming, my lordship.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we? Come on. Time to fight. Well, it's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place. I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal? Now... will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question. Which means we owe the lawsmen our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy. There's no turning back.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like... All right, now we know what you're after. I can see about getting...
Speaking of which...
You can, aye. In return, you can...
Oh, it's just a moment.
Ah, were you able to...
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction.
Very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way.
Ah. But that reminds me. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. But one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone. And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree.
You learned something about that sword then?
I did bet. Yes. But not one you'll find anywhere in...
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the curse breakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, for just imagine it. Good Valesthian steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy, nah.
I'm sure the curse breakers will just...
Don't you worry, I've been working day and night since I was half your age. Hey, I owe you one, August 2.
You'll be happy to hear.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First, you come and find me when you've got...
Right.
What do you need? So, what'll it be? Anything else?
He cracked the crystal too? You're joking.
Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help?
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Clive.
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Otto. A little. Listen. I've some bad news. It turns out the Hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders, and it may be my fault. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. Zero, you might say. I can straighten it out, I swear, but I'm gonna need help keeping it from...
Bit late for that, I'd say.
There you are!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. And I hope he'll dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame. And, well, Lady Karen. But only 500 talents.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the Hideaway, you see, and, well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
Those ledgers were my responsibility.
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's purse enough after the king's ransom we had off him. He deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're gonna make this work.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are. A little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
I'm sure there will be.
Should be me making the rounds, really. But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, arses to wipe.
I know.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well, I suppose this is goodbye then.
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen will understand.
Really? Do you think so?
No, I don't.
alive.
I wasn't expecting, but it seems we still owe you and though I doubt it's what you were expecting.
A star, Ruby. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still...
Same as all. Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander. Word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get... Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do.
How the hell is anyone supposed to afford that?
Citizens are free to come and go as they please.
Did you hear? The gates to Heaven Hall in the area were breached by someone. Or something.
I want to see you again tonight.
What am I going to do without Sweetwater and Oil of Talc?
Still no caravan.
Milady.
Gifts? Oh my.
Otto asked me to give it to settle the hideaway's debt with the veil, and to compensate you for the...
You I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was the least I could do.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. And for Otto's. For all of us.
Otto is lucky to have you. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
Go will want to know the stones were delivered.
thing Tomes helped to build?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Good. So Lady Karen accepted...
But she was just too stubborn to touch. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me...
Karen refused payment?
I hope it wasn't Saya.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Lady Goad tells me you weren't happy with our... Would you prefer the debt was repaid?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you lot me hard earned. I may have tossed a talent or two in the hideaway's cough, but those were donations. And you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it.
Of course not. But one good... Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who...
Oh, fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not. Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask... Might be I already have a buyer in. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure to...
I hear you ended up delivering a... Thanks to this lump, I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you, then? Get right away.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used, either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died? 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to... I forget where. But having nothing better to do on the long nights, we set up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that, on account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who summoned the constable, wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him, forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
Hmm? What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction, and I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather go at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
When it comes to boyish charm,
Sid.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's about this lovely bit of kit, it is. But problem is, it won't always get rid of... Which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooking off.
I imagine Ty could get some use out of this alembic too.
Proper.
So what exactly do you...
Nothing but bomb ash'll do, says the chief. Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the university. You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it comes out so. I did a bit of... And do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb king. They leave them behind when they die.
I take it that's where...
I saw a billet on the hunt board for one. Would have gone myself, but, well, fighting dirty great balls of flame.
All right.
Thank you kindly.
Think Mid might need some help.